This is the iRacers Lounge, featuring the latest iRacing news, driver interviews, race reviews, opinions, discussions, rumors, and more. Now here's Alan Pajari and Mike Ellis.
Welcome to iRacers Lounge, a show where we discuss iRacing in a casual group setting. My name is Alan Pajari. With me is Mike Ellis, Carlos Fonseca, Jay Heishman, Michael Dewell, and Mike Kinner. Welcome, guys, to our third show.
Hey.
What's going on?
Thank you.
All right, Mike, let's start off with you. Let's get to know you a little bit better. When did you start off sim racing?
Yeah, I don't think we know which Mike you're talking about.
Oh, Kinner, let's start off with you.
Three mics in the room.
Yeah. I was waiting for Kinner. No, I got started iRacing back in July of 2013, and actually a guy I run with quite a bit, Alan, you know him quite well, as a junior. Him and I were racing on console for quite a while there, and talked me into jumping into iRacing. I did a lot of research because I knew it was going to be a little bit more expensive than what I was thinking to get started, but after a bunch of research and checking stuff out and him gnawing at my ear about it, I bit the bullet, and like I say, about July 2013 is when I started. So.
Yeah, and junior is Jason K. Miller on iRacing. For you guys that don't know, what kind of equipment do you use there, Kinner?
Got an old rickety table that I hook my GT driving force wheel to, and lawn chair, and one screen.
Nice setup.
Yeah, I call it the hillbilly setup.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. So what series do you normally run in?
Actually, I like running in the NiS series. I like the NiS Opens and the fixed also. And actually, that's where I believe you and I started racing together quite a bit. But I've been busy with my job here lately, so I haven't really been able to get on and race much. But I run the Open last night, so hopefully I can get some more races in. But I like the NiS series and Cup.
Yeah. You involved in any leagues?
Yeah, actually, Jason Jr. and I, we run Friday night IWCR races. They're a lot of fun. There's a lot of fast guys in there. They're pretty clean. And of course, I was running with you guys for quite a while in the Integrity, and I been talking to a guy on Facebook about this league he runs. It's the Elite Racing Championship. I've run a couple races with him, just kind of checking it out. It's been pretty cool. But
all right. And I know the team that you're on is called One Up Motorsports. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Who are the members of that thing, and how you guys doing?
Yeah, actually, of course, Tyler Hudson, the 2013 champion, and Adam Benefiel. It actually started with Adam Benefiel talking to Junior about coming over. Of course, they raced quite a bit. Junior gets up in them top splits quite a bit, and got to talking to him a little bit. And Junior and I, we don't really know a whole lot about setups. Junior's actually the guru for it, and they were pretty pleased with how Junior was running, and they asked him if we wanted to join the team, and we talked about it. I mean, it was kind of a no-brainer, and we jumped in there, and it's going pretty good for a one car team in the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze series, of course, that Tyler runs. We try to get into some practices and run the cars and take input from everybody, and really Jason and Josh Campbell are the two main guys that really mess with the setups in there. But Tyler and Adam, they come in there and kind of put their input of what they think the car is doing. And we've actually, Junior and myself, have actually gotten a lot faster just running with those guys.
Yeah, they probably show you the good lines to run and everything. And
oh yeah, yep, absolutely.
Yeah, and Mike, you also have a YouTube channel that it's called Mike Kinner right now. Have you changed the name of that yet?
Yep, actually, I got a couple. I've been mentioning in the videos for people to, throw a comment down there. I was going to pick something that people had put in there. I wasn't going to pick anything on my own, and I've only gotten a couple comments on there. But the name of the channel right now is Mike Kinner. But as soon as we're done with the podcast here, I'm changing it to Hell Yeah Racing. That was one that was commented on there, and I never realized how much I said that in the videos until I went back and started paying attention. And it's like every 5 minutes, I'm like, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. So that's what it's going to be, is hell yeah racing.
Yeah, it's more like hell yeah.
Yeah, there's a draw to it.
Yeah. Another thing that we have here just between Kinner and I is we have a lot of banter going on in between our channels and stuff when we're in races together. We'll kind of kid around with each other, and I'll watch his videos and see what he says about me, and I'm sure he watches mine to see what I say about him.
Oh yeah.
But it kind of started off at the integrity race at the Phoenix. I was right behind Junior, and I was mentioning I was gonna pop him on turn 1 there, and Kinner goes, "Well, there's that Pajari with his bullshit," you know. And so
Nice.
That's kind of when I said it's on now. This is where we're gonna do a lot of stuff. And so if you wanna hear some stuff, then that's kind of what we got going in between our videos there.
Yeah, it like you say, it started there, and I had just started recording my races. Actually, you gave me some suggestions on OBS there. I was having some trouble, but I was just starting to record my videos, and actually Junior and I, we always trash talk. I mean, I don't know if any of you other guys have watched any of the videos. We trash talk through the whole race just about. And Alan, of course, is you're not the only clean driver on there, but you're one of the cleanest drivers that we ran with, and we ran with you in the NiS series, and then you invited us to that winter fixed, and we'd always trash talk. Well, you know, here's Alan, one of the nicest guys on there, and then you know, we were picking on your sponsor there, Big Gut Beer.
Yeah, Big Gut
yeah, and really, Alan, you're the type that starts in the back, and you know, I think they were going into a corner. I remember I wasn't up where Junior was. You guys were going into a corner or something, and something happened, and you took it 3 wide. And Junior goes, "Oh, there goes Alan. He's going to take it 3 wide." I said, "Yeah, he's putting the big gut up in there." I said, he ain't messing around. He's like a snake. He's just hiding. He plays clean, but he'll get in there dirty." And yeah, it was pretty much on. But we had always talked about you being clean and never doing anything like that. So the sarcasm started coming out after that.
You know, for the record, that's my go-to motto. I'm gonna race you clean, and then I'm gonna screw you up in the end.
It works.
Works every time.
Good duo.
Diversion.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, that was actually a Las Vegas race.
Yep.
Junior got a little slow there at the beginning, so I just took him on the inside, took it 3 wide. And then I said, "Oh, sorry, I did that."
But it's been so much fun ever since. I mean, it's good to hear somebody give it back, you know, but I would never get on the radio in iRacing and say some of the things that we say, you know. That's just, you know, for people to enjoy, but it's a lot of fun trash talking. Junior and I go back and forth. And of course, you know, you get in there. You were on the team speak for a different race, but I wasn't in that team speak. I wish I would have been in there, but.
Yeah. Okay. Dewell, it's your turn. When did you start sim racing?
Way back yonder, in the 2003 days, probably about 2004. Actually, I was a little behind the times. I started doing some sim racing with my dial-up internet because I couldn't afford that brand new cable stuff. But yeah, so I just went from 2003 to followed them over to iRacing and been here ever since.
Yeah, you were one of the first ones on iRacing, weren't you?
Way back when they were beta. I think it was May 2008. I gave him my first $14.95, and I haven't looked back.
Yeah, that's neat. What kind of equipment do you use?
For my racing, G27. Nothing fancy. It's actually Frankenstein right now. And then I got 2 video cards cross-fired, which don't do crud right now. But and then I got 6 monitors hooked up to that. So I got 3 screens for racing and 3 for data. I use Z1 dashboard, iSpeed, TeamSpeak, stuff like that.
Why didn't you ask him what he had first, and then I could have said what I had? I could have lied.
What
I
series
spent way
do you
too much
mainly
money
run
on
in?
this stuff.
Dewell, what series do you mainly run in?
Yeah, usually NIS. I just started doing that here. I started last year focusing more on the NIS. Used to do a lot of the B racing until the Camaro came out and totally destroyed the series. So I decided, well, I'll try something else. So I started with Gen 6 and NIS and did the fixed a lot. And then we just kind of started slowly working towards the Open Series the end of last year. And so now this year the team is kind of focusing on both.
Yeah. Are you currently involved in any leagues?
No, not really. Used to be. For those that don't know, me and Jacob Fife started Integrity Racing League about a couple years ago. And then, I just didn't. I mean, it's a good league. And, he's got a lot of good crowd over there. And I just honestly, I don't have the time to do leagues anymore between my job and all 300 of my children and the NIS. I don't have a time to really participate in a league anymore.
Yeah, it is a good league, and I do want to thank you and Jacob for starting up that league. It's been incredible, I think.
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, it started out really good. It was really just a group of about, just like us right now, about 8 or 10 guys starting to race every 2 or 3 times a week, and then we just decided, there's got to be more guys than us just sitting around drinking beer, talking about our wives and jobs and racing. So
Hell yeah!
We started opening it up, and before we knew it, we had a full field. At Daytona, which is pretty average. And then it dwindled down to about 20, 25 drivers at Homestead. So we was kind of surprised. And then, Jacob's done a really good job. I think even Alan, you kind of led up into it with the Winter Series. That was a good idea. I like that. Gave me a chance to run with some of the guys I haven't run with in a while since Integrity. So that was always fun. And then I got a teammate or two out of that deal anyway. So it all worked out.
Yep. Now, why don't you talk about your team, the 2 to Green team, and how to get started, and who's involved with that with you?
Yeah, 2 to Green Motorsports. So there's kind of a funny side story to that. I got sick and tired about a year ago, no joke, of trying to be part of a team. But for those that know me, nobody really wanted me on their team for some reason, and I don't know why. But so I said, I don't have to sell myself like a hooker, you know what I'm saying? I'll just start my own stuff and see what happens. So 2 to Green Motorsports was founded. Actually, we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary, June 24th. So that's pretty cool. We're just focusing on the NIS stuff. Slowly got a couple of guys in. Just a quick rundown of some of the team members besides points leader Jay Heishman there, TheHeishmanWay. You'll hear about that later. We also have Chris Schitzler. Everybody knows him. He's part of the team. He kind of helped me start this from the very beginning. And then we also have Traven Morgan, who absolutely loves Dover, by the way. And then Todd Thomas, Tyler Herr, and then we just added Joseph Yakes. So we're getting pretty good.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good team with some fast guys. I know Traven's always fast, and Tyler's been definitely quick of late.
I just sounded like a list of potential winners for tonight, actually.
Yeah. That's how it started. Actually, when we started this, I think it was me, Chris, Jay, and I think we added Traven later, and we were all just lonely. We're talking about 28, 3,000 iRating, something like that. And we just kind of focused on trying to get better with the Open and just concentrating on finishing the Fixed Series. And before you know it, we got guys on the team now that are doing top split. Even Tyler, he's not quite up there. I think he's just reached that point of top split, but he's always up there in top 5 running. And Joseph, we just signed him last month. He's down there kind of in the bottom, but he's slowly working his way up. It's a great bunch of guys, and we're all up there top 10, usually rubbing elbows with Mike or Jay, definitely. So
that's cool. Now, one thing I did notice is that you got a big Coca-Cola 600 win in Thursday Night Fixed there. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that race?
Oh my gosh, 600! I've been here since 2008. I came close to winning the Indy 500 once. Ran out of gas in turn 4. So the 600 rolls around, and I'm just thinking, I'm going to roll around, let attrition take over. People are going to wreck out, get bored, go to sleep under pace laps, whatever. And then it just clicked. I don't know what it was, but the set was good. I could run the set really good. I dominated that thing too. I was surprised, like 200 something laps led. I was amazed. I came home with a win, one of the biggest races of the year, biggest win of my iRacing career for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Nice win.
All right, Jay, your turn. When did you start sim racing?
I started back in December 2010 is when I first signed up.
All right. What kind of equipment do you use?
I just got a Logitech G27, just a normal PC. I got one screen to race on, and I got another screen for iSpeed and Z1 dashboard and TeamSpeak, stuff like that.
And what series do you mainly run in?
Right now, it's just the NiS Series, both the open and fixed.
All right. Any leagues you're involved in?
I raced in the Integrity League, and then I raced in the league you guys started, the Winter NiS, and both are just great, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Now, one thing that I saw on the forums was something that I think you put in there after Chris Hutchler has been talking about his race that he had in NiS. And you put hashtag #TheHeishmanWay. Explain that a little bit.
Oh, here we go.
All right, so this kind of started with the team. A couple weeks ago, I'm racing Kansas, just hanging out in the back, because my motto is I want to have a clean car for the last 50 laps. And the team crashed out, and I'm left with a clean car, and I finished 7th in top split.
That's how you get it done.
Nice.
And
But
so
he
ever
does it
since
every
then,
week, though. Yeah.
ever since then, we've been hashtagging it, and but all I want to do is just have a clean car for the last 50 laps.
Well, that's Alan's way too. Attrition, right, Alan? Isn't that what?
Yep.
you say?
Yeah, attrition. Just let it play out and see what happens. You know, hopefully you
I'm
don't get
thinking
involved
about
in something.
developing that.
Like, if I don't like what I see, I just go high and let the cars pass me and let them crash out and burn the tires up, and I'll pass them back 10 laps later.
There's a
Oh,
funny
yeah.
story about that Heishman way. The first night I tried it was my Coke 600 win, and I was leading that whole race, and Jay's like, that's not my way, man. You're going to screw up. You don't need to be up there right now. And so I guess I can kind of credit the win to the Heishman way. But yeah, every week he's up there. I don't get it. At the very end, he's like the closer is what he is.
Yep. It's just like Harvick there in the closer. Always there at the end. Yep. I raced with Jay plenty of times. Last year's NiS, and I noticed how he raced, and I really liked the way that he raced. And so I kind of knew what the Heishman way was before he even said it, because I raced with him plenty of times. But it's a good strategy, and it kind of like leads into a philosophy on how people race and the differences between certain people where they got to lead up, they got to be up front all the time, and they'll push past people, and it's lap 5 and they're 20th, and they go, I got to go, and that type of stuff. And then there's people that realize that, hey, there's a long ways to go. What are your thoughts on that, Mr. Ellis?
Well, absolutely, and especially with the racing that we've seen this year so far in NiS, I want to throw it out to the group. You know, why are we all talking about this series NiS? Why is this one the one we're running and not something else? You know, why aren't we running a fixed and all these others? Is it because of the 36-week season compared to the 12 weeks? What is the prestige of winning a Coke 600 or even just any NiS race?
I think field size. I mean, the field size is a lot more. You know, it's huge compared to like. Well, it depends on what time you get on too, and racing an A Open. But the prestige, like you say, if you're in the top split in an NiS series, say there's. I'm sure for the Coke 600, I don't know. I wasn't on, but if it's anything like the Daytona or last year's, I bet there was 600 people on there. If you win in the top split out of that many people, I mean, like you say, Mike, the prestige of winning that is huge, you know.
Yeah, I can honestly say I used to like the A Open and the A Fixed, but if you wanted to be competitive in the points, you pretty much had to race more than 3 or 4 times a week because of the SOF races and various circumstances. And I don't have the time for that. With the NiS, I basically get 2 chances on 2 nights. It works out perfect for my personal schedule, so that's why I do it more.
There you go. That's good philosophy.
Yeah, same with me. Like, you're guaranteed a full field. The lowest amount of cars I've seen in the race was 29, and that's the 6 a.m. race.
Yeah, that's got to be key is how many people are in the race. And like you said, it fits schedules too, you know, and it feels like to me it's the perfect amount of racing. You know, I don't really feel I need to go league racing a lot or go hosted and so forth because I do a lot of NiS stuff. But
Well, for me personally, Up until this last season, A fixed and A open, well, open was a little less, but A fixed was definitely a sprint race. And that's not the way I race. I do the Heishman way. I wait in the back and see what kind of attrition plays out and see what happens. And so I'm not a sprint racer. I'm never going to be fast. And so I always like the strategy part of the NiS races.
I was just going to say that's my thing too. The NiS is way longer. It kind of maybe sways away those kids that are just on here for maybe a 45-minute race versus the 2 to 3 hours that we race every night.
Yeah, you both are absolutely right. I mean, that's like you mentioned, Alan, and Mike, about guys running up to the front. They had to lead every lap, and those NiS races sometimes force you to run in the back. And the difference between like NiS or say league racing, you know who you're running against every week. You get into an NiS, and it might be a couple names that you don't recognize. There's some guys that you run with quite often, but there's guys you don't recognize. You don't know what they're going to do.
Well, there's also guys that you recognize that you don't want to run with, too.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah.
There's always one or two of those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking about strategy, I raced with a spotter, Jeff Benster, and he is the man on fuel mileage. He tells me what lap I got to get to for how many stops left and this and that. And without him, I wouldn't be as half as good as I am right now.
I got a lot of respect for guys that don't have a spotter or crew chief and can figure that stuff out while they're racing.
Yeah, I think that's where the team really comes in for us over here at Tifosi Racing. Is sometimes we're not even in the same split, but we're able to talk to each other and give each other ideas. Hey, should I pit?
Right.
Should I not
Yeah.
pit? Hey, should I stretch it? Should I short pit?
I'll mention that Junior, when I say Junior, I mean Jason K. Miller. I'm sure you guys have raced against him, but I've been calling him Junior for years. But he's very good at that. We get into a fairly long race, and he's doing the math right after we go green. He's doing the math. Okay, if I split this in half, and it depends on how the field's running too. But he is extremely good at doing the math and pit strategy.
Yeah, I try not to make strategies because I know most of the time it's not going to work out because of cautions and.
Yeah, that's true
luck.
too.
The thing about spotters is, like with me, I got 2 or 3 programs that tell me, okay, I've been out for 20 laps, I've got 30 laps to fuel. That's me on the track. Spotters don't have that ability. They've got to go off of basically experience doing it in the past and then their notes. So for somebody like Jeff to spot for Jay and say, hey, if you save now, you can get 55 laps and actually make it happen is beyond amazing to me.
That's like a real crew chief.
Yeah, exactly.
Real crew chief math.
Because with the 600-mile race, I needed 1 more stop. Everybody else needed 2 more stops. And I was in a position to win the race, and then I sped in pit road.
Mm-hmm.
That's also one of the biggest things when it comes, I'm leaving the NiS topic and talking about endurance races. Like we did a Sebring, all of us, tried to spot for each other. And try to figure out fuel mileage and all that. At least that's what I did whenever I was watching some of our drivers.
Yeah, I think that's good that you have a spotter there, Jay. That really helps out. So good that you gave him some credit. I also want to mention that one of our team members, Colton Landis, won the Coca-Cola 600 for the Wednesday night open race. So congratulations
What
to
split
Colton on
was
that.
Well, that's
Second?
cool.
Yeah, that was second.
I was in that race. Nobody could catch him.
Yeah, he's fast.
Yeah.
He runs in them the Integrity, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
He's fast there too, and that's fixed setup.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you would have had that one wrapped up.
And
But
he
something
when
bad
he
luck.
he was racing what was it, Fayesh at Dover there? He was the only one up there racing him for a win there.
Yes.
Yeah, he finished second in that race.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's on our team Tifosi, and currently our highest I rating driver. So yeah, congratulations to
That's
Colton.
cool.
Good job.
Yeah, he's a head and shoulders above the rest of us, I would say.
You guys know that people see he's in a room somewhere. They're going to be sending people to cut the power at his house now when they're going into a race.
I know.
Well,
Colton,
maybe.
when he joins the race, this is no joke. When he joins the race and we see him in our split, we're all racing for second, and we know it.
10-4 on that.
I mean, I can only stay with him for 2 laps and then he's gone.
Oh man, I can hang with them under pace, and that's about it.
Yeah, I know he was fast in them fixed setups, and That says something too when a guy's got the same exact setup that everybody else does, and he's that much fast. I mean, he was leaps and bounds faster in a lot of races in that, you know.
Yeah, he's real good. I do want to run over the current standings as of today, which is Thursday, right before the Dover fixed race. So this would include the Open of last night, so for the first race at Dover. And you guys can comment anytime you want to here. But under Division 1, we got Jordy Lopez Jr. is leading it. Ryan Michael Luza is second. He's fast.
Is that not amazing that Luza's not first?
Yeah, it really
I mean,
is.
that just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Well, look at the stat difference. Okay, 8 wins for Ryan compared to 5 for Jordy. And then laps led, 1,600 compared to 300.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, Luza's just quick. He's a pro now, isn't he?
I want to say he's not for various issues. I think he was at one time, though.
Okay, yeah, because I thought he did real well in the A Open series to qualify for that, but yeah, maybe he has other issues that doesn't allow him to be pro.
Yeah.
All right, then we got Chuck Sweeting in third. Logan Cathcart in fourth. Dylan Rafferty in fifth. And Jason K. Miller in sixth.
Yeah.
No slouch there, I guess.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Division 2, we got
didn't
Travis
even know that.
Schaefer. And then we got our favorite Jay Heishman in second place in Division 2.
Good job.
Nice.
Get out of the way.
Okay.
His head's going to blow. Look out.
The Heishman
Yeah.
way, huh? I'm gonna let me write that down quick. Heishman.
I lost the points lead after last night's race. Kind of sad.
Yeah. And we got James Fox in third. Chandler Krizik in fourth. And our winner fixed champion, Michael K. Baker, in fifth. And we also have Mike Ellis is sitting in ninth. Way to go, Mike.
Yep.
Good job,
I'm a
Mike.
points racer.
Nice.
I'm coming.
And then we got Dewell in 24th on the front page.
Don't even cheer that. That's embarrassing.
Well, hey, I'm not on the front page of any of these things. So.
You're only 800 out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Division 3, we got Nicholas Johnston, Paul Bedient, Rick McMahon, Joshua Justice, Jeremiah Vincent, and Tifosi team member Jose Paban in sixth place.
Good job, Jose.
Nice.
Yep,
And by the way, Jose has had some horrible luck this season, and it's amazing that he's even got that many points considering the rough patch he's had.
No, I didn't have that bad luck, and I'm like the third page and 40th.
In the Fixed Series, Division 1, we got Michael Abrams. If you guys haven't seen his YouTube channel, it's Team Abrams. Very good racer. Very good road racer, too. So that's good that he's sitting up there. Ryan Lowe, Stefan Nobis, Tyler Hudson, and Matt Busa.
Busa.
Well, that's a real strong top 5 there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep.
It is. Division 2, we got Chandler Krizik, Matthew Blossom. Now, I might embarrass Matthew here a bit, but he intentionally wrecked someone on Saturday. And yeah, and I'm actually surprised that he can still run. I'm surprised he's not taking a couple weeks off here, because he did it under caution and just did it quite on purpose.
Nice.
Yep, and then we got 2 to Green team member Traven Morgan sitting in third.
Hell yeah, my boy.
Yep, Samuel Harris, Chris Wright, and Mike Ellis is sitting in 14th.
14.
Good job, Mike.
And a solid 52, 50 seconds, 5 meters.
Good
And
job,
we got
Carlos.
Dewell in 16th.
Yeah.
You forgot me.
Nobody cares, Jay.
I'm
Well,
12.
don't worry, Jay. My name ain't been mentioned since he started this crap. So
Where are you, Jay? Where
Now,
are you?
Jay and I are actually in a pretty tight battle here. He's only like 9 points ahead of me.
I'm sitting in 12th.
Oh, sitting in 12th. Oh, how did I miss that? I guess I was
problem
expecting you up near the top.
The
Yeah,
problem
and
here
then
is
Dewell's
that,
only 50 back from there. So the three of us are actually pretty tight in the points.
yeah, but the problem here is because Jay sits on his can all day, he's figured out the points with the drop weeks. And if you guys look in the forums every week, he's always posting how close that points race is.
Yeah, I finally figured that out and did my own Excel sheet with drop weeks.
Sounds like I need to start following Jay on the forums and get some detailed information here, some strategy and stuff like that.
The HeishmanWay.
Yeah. Division 3, Tyler Herr.
Hell yeah.
One. And we got Paul Bedient. Nick Northrop is third. Quick question there, Dewell. I was watching Sunday's Coke 600, and you ran into Nick there. Did you hit the apron?
I'm trying to remember. Was that in turn 3?
Yes, it was.
I'm trying to remember means he had it coming.
Yeah, no, I clipped it. I was racing him hard on a restart, and I went into 3 balls to the wall, and I just clipped the apron, shot him up in the track, and wrecked him.
All right. Yeah, you said you clipped the apron. It's just kind of like, well, that was real close.
Yeah, it wasn't even that bad of a touch. It's just enough to shoot me up the track, and we were just racing so tight on that restart that I apologized to him, and yeah, life goes on.
He must be doing pretty well, though. Division 3 up there running that high.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got sitting fourth is Keith Vaughn. Fifth is Patrick Wright. And then our Tifosi team members, Brian Kozer in ninth and Jose Babans in 10th.
Nice.
Yep, so good racing.
And Tyler Herr, looking at his numbers, he doesn't belong in Division 3, obviously. He's got over a 200-point lead over second.
Yeah, he's known that for a while. When he joined, he was kind of like, I don't know what I can bring to the team, but I'll try. And his iRating shot up in the last couple of months. And, we're like, man, you're going to have a 500-point lead, going to Homestead. You got this thing locked up.
Yeah, he'll make Division 1 probably.
Yeah.
So another thing that I've noticed from a lot of your team members there, Dewell, on the forums is the questioning on who should be allowed to race the NiS. So let's start with you, Dewell. Who should be allowed to run the NiS?
This is an ongoing battle. Here's my take on it. I'll make it short because I'm doing the qualifying right now too. A open, A fixed, that's fine. Everybody can join that. C class and above, whatever. But between the A open and the NPAS series, there's nothing. I mean, you got to be really good or just join the crowd. So my thought is, if you make the NiS something for A-class drivers only with, whatever iRating 2,500 and above or 2,000 and above, something like that, to me, you're not getting the crap that sometimes you get.
And it is the premier series. I think everyone agrees.
I think there should also be something to do with safety rating.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Carlos. That's what I was thinking. If iRacing could go back, say, your last 10 races, and that's how they mix you up or determine that you go in is incidents and safety rating and things like that.
Yeah, because these guys that come in, let's say today somebody, George Jr. the third out there, goes out, buys the A car, doesn't run a lap, joins a NiS series, even though it's a bottom split, there's a good chance he's going to wreck about, 3 or 4 cars.
Yep.
Why put him in that position? Make him run the A Open. Make it required that he runs the A Open, get some experience under his foot, and then if he qualifies for it, he can run the NiS.
Absolutely. That's a good idea.
Well, it gives people something to choose for, a ladder system. I mean, we don't have any of that in iRacing,
No, and we shouldn't. I've been saying that for a while.
I remember when I first got on iRacing, Junior had told me, he said that, this NiS, and he's, talking about it, everybody's here. I didn't have my A license yet. I said, I can run that? He said, yeah, all you got to do is just buy the car. You can run in that thing.
Right.
And I think it was at Atlanta, and holy crap, I mean, I don't know what people were calling me, but I got to go back. But it was, I'd never, really only just practiced the A car a little bit. It was hard. That car's a handful. And then you get a guy that just has a truck license, never been even a B car or an A car hop in there.
Yeah, and then throw him in a full field.
Exactly.
And you get 250 laps plus. It makes a big difference.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, here's kind of my thoughts on it. I think it should be it's it's definitely more prestigious than the regular A fixed or A open. And I think it's kind of stupid that you need the Class A to be able to run those, but you don't need a Class A to run the NIS.
Right.
I also believe that you should have kind of a proven record a little bit. And I think that has to do with safety rating on how well you can run the A car around other cars. And so my thoughts on it is that you have to achieve a certain level of safety rating and have your A to be able to run the NIS. I think it's kind of stupid that you need more qualification to run the Xfinity races than you do to run the NIS.
I can agree with you a little bit there, except for I've been so anti-safety rating. Anybody can go around Talladega, run 500 laps, and get a 499. But if you're looking for the drivers that can start in the A car, let's just say run 20 laps, maybe even say you got to go halfway distance to be credited with it or something. I don't know. But safety rating, that's a little bit more easier to play with. But when you start talking about experience in the A car, it's a different story.
I like Mike Ellis, your idea. I like that ladder system. You start, then you got a goal to work for. I want to make the NiS series. That ladder system you talk, you run these play, just,
Well, when we had NiS start, 2 seasons ago, and it was the road to pro, that was kind of the ladder system. And then what do you guys think about, here at the beginning of 2015, they took that away suddenly and moved it over to the A Open. I was worried, is this going to change the prestige of the NiS? But it doesn't seem to have.
I think it was a good move. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, I don't think it's affected the prestige of the NiS, but I think it's affected the racing in the A Open. And I also think that, to give a kid a chance to go from A Open, maybe to have a shot driving the MPAS is a little bit sketchy.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a different way of doing it. I totally agree with the ladder system. That's a great idea.
Yeah, Mike, maybe you should write something up there, and we'll send it off to Tony Gardner.
Well, hopefully they're just listening to us, and we'll make that easy. So
no, me and Tony and Nim, they know me by first name. They don't want to get an email from me.
Yeah, I know they know you.
Yeah.
All right. Another thing that I noticed this year, and I want you guys to chime in, is how clean are the races between the open setup series and the fixed setup series?
Boy, I think the fixed is because a guy doesn't have to spend no time on a setup, so I think they're thinking they don't need to spend any time on the track either. As far when you're working on a setup, you spend some people are hundreds of laps before they go into the race. I think a fixed setup gives you the option to go in there, run 10 laps, and then run the race. I think the fixed is a lot hairier than the open.
I'll be honest. I think the fixed is a mess. Because, like you said, a lot of people can't handle the fixed. I mean, it puts everybody on a level playing field. But the open, I think since you can adjust the car based on your driving style, it's a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually going to disagree with both of you guys. I think the open is a mess. And the reason why I think that is because people can't drive those cars that they're trying to do. Everyone sets it up too loose because they want that fast lap, and they can't drive it. And it's to me that's what it is. I mean, I don't think everyone's like putting in that time on a setup trying to get something that they personally can drive. I think a lot of people are downloading setups, getting them off of Facebook or whatever. Someone says, "Yeah, I ran such and such lap in it," and they go, "Good, I'll take this and I'll run with it."
Right.
And you can't run with it. And I think you can just look at the cautions, at the difference between the two series, and see that open is a mess.
I think too that might have something to in a practice or whatever. You got a guy that's just trying to lay down a fast lap. Then as the tires wear, if you get some green flag running, like you say, he might not be able to hold on to it anymore. But all they're doing is practice, is just getting a car that can run that one fast lap, which I don't believe in myself, and I know, a lot of guys I run with do not believe in that, but that might be what's happening too.
I have seen a more and more of a growth on people just looking for sets in free spots. Like a lot of Facebook groups are popping up. I think you're right on that part. People just grab it and think, well, okay, he says you can run a 29 flat in this set. Yeah, I think you're right there.
Well, I got a question for you guys. When you run in a practice session, do you see how high you can get up on the board?
No, I never.
I concur. I do that sometimes, but I don't know. It's just habit. That's what I do.
I usually see what they're running, and I assume that that's a Q set.
Right.
So if I can get, somewhere near there, if I can get in the middle of the board, I think I'm happy. And then, I'll try to get those laps where I'm close. I'll run a couple laps. I'll change this. I'll run a couple laps, and I'll change this. And then I'll throw some long laps down after that. But I just assume that they're Q laps up at the top of the board and try to get somewhere in the middle.
Same here, because half those guys are just doing one laps. Like when I go in practice, I look at the laps of each driver, and I just see one lap quit, one lap quit. I know they're trying to do a hat lap.
But sometimes that's okay in like Martinsville or your short tracks.
Yeah, you're just trying setup changes, and you can figure it out in one lap if it worked or not,
Yeah, I kind of want to hear from the guy that makes the track guides. Carlos, what do you do when you're in practice?
Well, at first I try to set a fast lap, and I keep trying to see how fast I can get that car without trying to kill myself. And I don't know, after that, I try doing, race runs, 40, 50 laps in a row, say someplace like Charlotte or something, trying to see what the car wants to do for that long of a time, how far you can push that car.
I do got to say, Carlos, too, those videos that you put up, there's a few of them that have helped me a lot. Those are really good videos, by the way.
I was just about to say that.
Actually, lately I was planning on thinking about getting Colton to try to do those with me. Because you know how fast he is.
Oh, there you go.
He's usually got a tenth or so on you, right?
What's that?
He's the faster of the drivers, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because your video on Auto Club last year, that's what made me win my race.
Well, that's actually the first one I did.
Well, how about that?
It worked. I watched that video. I could not drive the track at all. I saw the guide on the forum. I watched it, listened to what you said, copied it, and I was, with 30 laps to go, I was 5 seconds behind the leader, and I called him on the last lap and passed him in turn 4 to win the race.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, how about that? That should make you feel pretty good, Carlos.
I even sent you a message too, I think, about after race. I was like, I won because of your video and all this stuff, and
that's why he keeps making them.
I mean, it works.
Yeah, very good. All right, I do want to talk about a little about the new thing that iRacing has, which is their new Blancpain GT Series. I don't know if you guys run the Blancpain, any of them, either the Sprint or the Endurance Series at all. But they're
real quick, Alan, you said Blancpain?
Blancpain. That's how.
Is that like a French heavy metal band, or?
I don't know. How would you pronounce it?
Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about European road racing, so let me know. Tell me about it.
I think it's Blancpain.
Blanc. I think you're right. Blancpain. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's Blancpain. So it's the Blancpain GT Series, which is going to be kind of like the MPAS and the World Championship Grand Prix Series, where they're going to take the top 40 teams out of the Blancpain Endurance Series for Season 3, and they're going to make a new championship series. And so it's just going to be teams. There's going to be prizes for the teams and for the different manufacturers. So they're going to make sure that there's a good mix between the cars that they're going to have. I believe they're going to have, it did mention in their thing, they're going to have more than just the 4 cars that are available now, which they are the BMW, McLaren, the Rough, and the Ford GT. So I think they did mention that there was going to be more cars involved, but of course they didn't say which ones. My guess it's probably going to be an Aston Martin that they're going to be bringing in. And so, anyways, I thought that was neat for the guys that run road that are real good at it. I'm going to run some of the endurance series, but I don't think I'm going to be one of the top 40 teams.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I probably won't touch foot on it at all. I'm not a really good road racer.
Well,
Why don't you think so,
I think
Alan?
you just hit on it. It's only open to 40 teams.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some of your videos on road racing, Alan. You're actually pretty good on there.
I'm below average. with the same strategy of the TheHeishmanWay, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, some of these guys that run these road races are just ridiculously quick.
And is this like I might sound like a cynical oval guy, but is this not like the 50th road series of iRacing? Didn't they announce one just a couple months ago as well?
That's what I think. I think they're getting a little saturated.
No, they just kind of changed the names of some of the ones because they got
different sponsors.
And yeah, different sponsors and stuff.
I see.
Blancpain is actually a new sponsor for season 2 for what was just called the GT3 Challenge. But this series that they're doing is for teams, so they don't have like a pro series for teams. But this is going to be kind of like that.
That's
so
cool.
anyway, I think it's a neat thing. I'm glad that iRacing has done this, and it's going to be good for the guys that are good enough to make it.
More power to iRacing for creating another road racing series. But to be honest, why would you? I guess I'm trying to say is if you're going to do a series, why make it on a U.S. server only? Like a lot of those foreign guys have a problem doing that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of question that too because most of the guys aren't going to be U.S. that are racing the site.
Right.
Yeah, that's just not happening. It's more likely going to be more. Should be. What's the other? Where's the other one that they have in Holland or something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's probably where it should be. The Europeans are very, very good at this thing. Another thing that we kind of saw on Facebook and the post is the new Logitech wheel coming out, the G29.
The Fanatic wheel.
Has anybody seen this?
This is the first of me hearing about it.
Yeah, there's actually a picture of it. If you search for it, it's called Logitech G29. There's a picture. You can see the buttons on it. It's got a trackpad. It's got a button on the bottom that's got the PlayStation logo on it, which indicates they're probably going to release it for be PlayStation 4 compatible, I would guess. I think it looks like the successor to the G27.
Well, one thing I did notice is that all the buttons look like the DFGT. So for someone like me who races with DFGT, I use all my buttons on my wheel, and so when I saw that and I noticed it looked like a much better quality of the wheel I got. Plus, it has all the buttons that I really like. That might be my next wheel.
Right. And being a Logitech, we know the G27 is about $200 to $300. It's got to probably be in that same range, I would guess. The official name for it is called the Logitech G29 Driving Force.
So anyway, it's a new wheel out there, and you guys should check it out if you're looking for a new wheel.
Well, like let's be clear. Logitech isn't actually offering this for sale. What's been found is basically somebody has found pictures of it, put them on the internet. There's also a letter, internal letter from Logitech that's in Russian that references it as well. So it's not something that's actually for sale, but it's something coming out soon is what it appears.
Actually, looking at it right now, it looks like a G27 and a Driving Force GT had a baby.
Right.
Yeah, that's
the best of both worlds kind of thing, yeah.
Yep. So hopefully it'll be for sale soon. And then for the people getting the wheel, they can check that out. Another thing is that Mike is looking for hydraulic brakes. So, Mr. Ellis?
Well, I have the G27, and I've been, looking at brakes for the last year because basically my throttle it kind of sticks sometimes, and I've taken it apart, and it doesn't help. But regardless, I've been looking at the hydraulic brakes and different options out there for well over a year, and they're so expensive. It's like, okay, what do am I really going to spend over $1,000 on these things?
That's kind of what stopped me.
Yeah.
I've got too many kids, and I don't make $3 billion a year. It's always been the price point on your load cells, your hydraulics. I mean, all these fancy wheels. Man, I'll give you $200. You give me 10 pieces of hardware to race with, and I'm happy.
Well, that's the thing. Does spending that kind of money on something like that, does that give you an advantage? Does it gain you a tenth or two on the track, or is it just the what do they call it, immersion?
I think the only advantage it would give you is not having your wife talk to you because she's so pissed off you spent all that money on a
there
pedal.
you go.
Right.
But they look so pretty. In fact, Derek Spears, who's one of the companies, he has an update to his pedals that he's put out, and just this month. And these guys continue to refine them. There's the guy from California that does them. There's a guy from Europe that does them. There's a Main Performance PC has their own set out of Florida. So there's a lot of people involved. There's lots of options. I just throwing it out there, and I'm still shopping.
Yeah, I got the Fanatec CSR Elites, and I've been very happy with them. It has the load cell brake, so it's not hydraulic. But as for the Main Performance ones, I have seen them in use. They do look very nice, and I'm sure that they feel very good on it. So a little promo for them. But yeah, you got many options out there for you, Mike, if you're willing to spend that kind of money on it. I'm pretty happy with my with what I thought I paid real high amount, $200 set of pedals.
Yeah, and then looking at that G29 again, maybe that's the answer. Just buy a whole new set, a wheel, pedals, gear shift, a package.
Well, that would be the smart answer. I would tell my wife.
Right.
Yeah, it's a package deal, honey.
It just comes with these hydraulic brakes. It just costs $1,500. That's all.
But I could race for $10,000 if I use this for a couple of years and get really good.
Yeah.
I've actually been doing some looking on YouTube and stuff like that. I've seen people that built rigs out of like PVC pipe and wood and stuff like that. Because like I said, I'm on an old rickety wooden table and in a lawn chair. I got my foot pedals, they slide up on me all the time. I got to keep adjusting them. I mean, I've been looking into just building like a cockpit, to where I can have everything mounted. But
yeah, it's all a matter of, what you can swallow spending,
Right.
Jose Fabon, one of our team members, he just bought a proper cockpit, our seat, and he spent a pretty penny on it.
Well, my wife and kids aren't willing to starve. That's pretty selfish if you ask me, but
yeah.
So but, always weigh in the how much money am I going to spend on sim equipment? And if you look in the forums, you see there's some people that have problems with this. They continually buy stuff and resell it, and always have to have the latest thing, and that becomes the hobby almost.
I would love to have some of that stuff that I've seen a lot of them on YouTube, and just they talk of the immersion, of in the cockpit, to where you look at it and you're like, man, that'd be like really sitting in it. Because for most of us, for me, this is probably the closest I'll ever get to really driving a race car. And I tell you, I would love to drive a race car. As being race fans, all of us, I'm sure. And this is the closest we'll probably ever get. And why not get everything you can to get you that feel that you're really in a race car,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I recently purchased triple screens, and it cost me around $700. And my wife's like, it's a game. You just spend all that money for a game.
No, honey, it's another kid. What are you talking about?
Yep. And it's funny because me and Mike were talking about the other night, and Mike goes, "It's a sport. This is competitive. This is
Yep.
a sport."
Absolutely. You really get into it. And actually, my wife used to say, she used to say the same thing. It's a video game. It's a video game, which some people say it's a game, it's sim, whatever it's called. It's still the same. It's a real racing community. But now, her and my son, our IWCR races are broadcast on Friday nights live. And my wife and my son will watch those and comment in the chat and things like that. So they've actually gone from picking on me about it to being kind of fans of it,
That's great. I wish my wife would watch. I'd send her the link. Put this
That's
on
awesome.
the big TV out there in the living room, but she'd rather watch Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, my wife can care less.
Yeah, see, I'm 300 laps into the Coke 600. Wife peeks in. Are you done yet? Yeah, she ain't commenting on anything.
Yeah.
No, my wife's good with it. Like I said, at first it was just a game, but as things, there's really a lot more to iRacing than what I ever even imagined when I first started. I mean, the broadcasts that you can watch as race fans, my wife is a bigger race fan than I am probably. And it's pretty cool that she's all with that,
Yes.
Yeah, those broadcasts people do are just absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, actually, Integrity switched over to using Checker Flag Interactive this year, and I think that they do a very good job.
They have gotten really good.
Yeah, they have. As long as they can get those names right.
Yeah.
Franska.
Seriously, that's what they were calling me, Bronska. And Pajari.
Yeah, if you listen
Pajari.
if you listen to Dover, you can see I told Bontempi, make sure that my name is pronounced correctly, and that's one of the first things he said on that broadcast was my name. It was kind of funny. All right, let's kind of wind it down here. We got a few corrections from our listeners, and as you know, we just kind of wing all this stuff, so maybe we don't get everything right. But we had a correction of where Alex Zanardi's crash really happened. It did not happen at Rockingham in UK. It happened at the Lotsenring. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. The Lotsenring in Germany. And I probably should know that because he went to the Germany hospital, and obviously that's not the UK. So,
is that the guy you were talking about that ended up being crippled and it really messed him up bad? Okay.
Yeah, he lost his legs. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Now that somebody brought that up to us, and I remember now that Cart did go for 2 races in Europe, actually. And I believe that was the first of the 2.
I didn't know that about that guy. And you guys talking about it, I checked a couple things out, and it's amazing what that guy is. It's unreal.
yeah, I mean, after the crash. I mean, what he's done after the crash.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's a stronger man than I got my legs.
Right.
Yep, and he does run in the Blancpain series now with that special car. So I think that's very impressive. But anyway, that's my correction here.
Yeah, I
Didn't
want to give a
happen
shout out
that
to
one.
that listener, James Swinbanks from Australia. And he's actually gotten us a lot of listeners to our podcast. James is always retweeting our links and so forth. So I appreciate it, James. James is actually qualified 26th for the Indy 500 in the top split with a 39.455. Great lap.
Yeah.
Right on.
Nice.
Dang, Australians are fast. Jesus.
They are, man. And I asked him for his setup, but he didn't respond.
Yeah, how'd that work?
Yeah, I'm sure that you can run that fast with that setup. All right, and another correction is we talked about the new service model that Tony Gardner was talking about in the iRace for Life seminar, and he was talking about how the new service model was going to come out in June. Well, I guess he kind of corrected himself because actually he didn't think that was being recorded. And the word is that it will not be in the June release. It will actually be pushed out until fall.
Yeah, he was saying what I read was they want to time the DX11 to go out with the surface model, the dynamic surface model at the same time kind of thing. So now we're looking more like the fall, like after summer.
So, hashtag soon.
Right. iRacing soon.
Right.
Yep. And another thing too is that we mentioned that or because we heard it from Tony Gardner again, is that the Indy qualifying was going to be 5 minutes this time, but it is obviously 10 minutes. So that's another correction.
And you missed your chance because you can't qualify anymore. It's over with.
Yep.
Why did
it
they
is over with.
decide not to have qualifying go up right to the start of the race like you normally would? Or even all week?
But
I don't know. Yeah, but since I missed it, I'm going to be. I think that's after qualifying times. Then they split it by iRating.
Yeah, qualifying times first, then iRating.
When is the next chance to race in that?
29th, 30th, and 31st.
Okay.
Yep. Personally, I'll be in the Saturday race.
Yeah, I plan on doing that Fridays.
Yeah, I think most of the team's going to try to do 2 of the 3 runs. I think Todd's going to try all 3 if he gets brave. I don't know.
Speaking about Todd, he won the 500, the Daytona 500. He won the Coke 600. So the question I asked him is, can he win this weekend's race?
Well, that's
500.
like a triple crown, huh?
500, 500 didn't count. It didn't count. We told him that.
He still won it, though.
Yeah, he's still doing donuts for 0
Wow.
points.
So he's got he's got a chance to win all the 3 big races so far.
That's awesome.
In
Well,
one
good
year.
luck to him.
Yeah,
Can
that
I-
is impressive.
I wonder if
Just say-
iRacing should do something like that, have like the no bowl like he used to have, that we got our long races now is at Daytona, the Coke 600, and if iRacing threw something in there for a guy that could win all of them or whatever,
I think if they were to do that and Todd won all 3, all his money should go to the team owner. I'm just saying.
Ah.
You must be the team owner.
10-4 on that.
Put that in the contract, okay?
All right, then I also wanted to mention that another podcast is recording its 100th show today, which is the iRacing Today radio show. So I want to congratulate Trevor Cameron and Chad Dalton on their 100th show. I know tonight they're also interviewing, or actually playing the interview with Tony Gardner. So they have a good show, so you should check them out. So congratulations, guys.
Yeah, I can't wait till we get to 100 shows. I hope we do.
They're a great group of guys. They help me out tremendously with doing some live streaming and stuff. Great job for them.
Yeah. I do wish they would race some more official races, though.
Yeah, they're hilarious.
But anyways, you guys can check us out on our website, iRacers Lounge, our Facebook page, iRacers Lounge. Tweet us on Twitter at iRacers Lounge. Check out our YouTube channel. We're available on SoundCloud, Stitcher, Podtrack, iTunes, and Spreaker. You can also email us at iRacersLounge@gmail.com. You can send us any comments, questions, ideas on topics. If you're willing to be a guest on the show, just send us whatever. We just like to hear from everyone on the show. But anyways, thank you guys. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys tonight, and I'm sure that a lot of us are going to be running tonight in the Dover race. So good luck to you guys.
Buddy. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
I
we'll
appreciate
see you guys out there.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
Yeah, we'll do this again. So you guys will be invited again.
Sounds good. Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the iRacers Lounge podcast. Make sure to subscribe to us over on iTunes and Stitcher. See you on the track.